So Tyler, I don't know if you remember this thing. It's called Salty Bet. It's a thing that causes a lot of salts around people. You know, just throwing some money in. You got the fighting games and all that.
Yeah.
And if you lose all your money, you're in the salt mines, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know who else is in the salt mines?
Oh no.
One Piece fans.
Oh no. Why is that, John?
Because their show. They took Mashiro, Majerb.
Wait. The manga's canceled?
Oh no, it's not that. Oh jeez.
Oh.
Whoa. Dude.
Okay. Whoa, I know. I thought you were getting there, John. Wait, did the anime get canceled?
No, not that either. No.
What's happening then? Oh.
It's
well, what's happening then?
Smaller than that.
Oh.
Toonami. It's
no
longer.
Oh, the dub is getting canceled?
No, smaller.
Oh,
smaller. You can still watch it on the streaming services. It's still gonna come. So you're on Crunchyroll places, whatever it's going. You know.
Okay.
It's just the TV side of things that it's gone.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's no longer going to be on Toonami.
Dun dun dun.
And who cares what show's replacing it? Because that's news that came out first.
Psychopaths, right?
Mob Psycho.
Yeah. Looper.
Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. This is off to a great start, John. So I haven't talked about Toonami in a very long time. It's been probably 2 years or so.
Oh god, it's been that long.
Yeah, it's probably been that long for me since I've done a Toonami discussion, I guess. So this feels kind of weird because I'm so used to talking about video games every week. Now we get to talk about this, and what a perfect time to talk about Toonami when one of their best and biggest shows just gets canned.
Just shown to the door, and it's just like, hey, One Piece, you see this this nice open field? You can see the nice wide ocean. Just stand right here and look. Make sure you're looking this way while I get my shotgun. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, Yeller. I'm sorry.
So we're both very familiar with Toonami and the community and how things are. I mean, I ran Toonami United for 2 years, and you joined later in the life, so we're really familiar with how this type of thing works. And this isn't the first time something like this has happened, but I feel like this is one of the bigger moments.
Oh yeah,
where were like, people are just having this big salt mine of, oh my gosh, what are they doing?
In case like where like I'm shitting all over this, you know, just because I'm kind of just laughing with it. I'm just like, yeah, no,
we're just having we're just having fun as usual.
Yeah,
but here is a serious discussion about this and what it means.
I mean, just lay it out, like to say specifically what happened. The news that just happened that DeMarco said on the pre-flight.
Okay, so One Piece is leaving Toonami in 2 weeks as of this recording, and it's being replaced by Tokyo Ghoul. We don't know what time Tokyo Ghoul will be airing, but currently One Piece is at 2:30. I imagine Tokyo Ghoul will air at like 1:30 or 2, and Naruto will move it on to 2:30. So, but yeah, basically in summary, One Piece is leaving Toonami and being replaced by Tokyo Ghoul starting March 25th.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Especially that apparently, I didn't see the pre-flight, but you did. They decided to announce the departure first, and then bring up the show that's replacing it.
Yeah, so they announced... Yeah, they started by saying... Well, actually, Jason announced... I saw somebody retweet. I don't actually follow Jason on Twitter anymore. I don't follow any Toonami stuff on Twitter for personal reasons that I'm not going to get into, but I saw a retweet from Jason saying, like, something about there was going to be fun announcements today, so I thought, okay, I'd tune in for pre-flight, because I still love Toonami. I mean, that was a big part of my high school years and a big part of my childhood, so of course I'm gonna check out what's fun things are coming. And I mean, that's what you consider a fun announcement? Like, man, I don't know.
Not really.
It would have been better if they just said nothing.
And it just would have just shifted off.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like the Twitter community that really pays attention to the stuff Jason says, yeah, I mean, they should have just said nothing, or maybe said we have an announcement to make, not a fun announcement, not fun news. One Piece leaving isn't fun, you know. It's a big blow to a lot of people. It's one of their best shows, and they're just taking it off.
Well, a lot of people's favorite show, we'll say. Because
Yeah,
if you look at ratings, not best show.
no, I mean, definitely not. I'm just saying quality-wise,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one of their better shows, for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would. There's obviously one show that a lot of people say you should knock that off instead. Sorry.
A ninja show?
Yeah, for something that the Narutards are very attached to.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the big question is, surrounding this is kind of why did they remove One Piece? And I kind of wanted to have us talk about this so I could bring in some of my knowledge about how some of what happens within Toonami at times. I mean, obviously I'm not an insider, I don't know everything, but you can obviously see trends in how things are done, that it becomes blatantly obvious, and then you hear things through the grapevines that just put everything together. So why did One Piece get removed now of all times? Well, to be completely honest, about 4 years ago, that's when they signed the contract for One Piece. They signed the contract for One Piece, and they were allowed to publicly talk about One Piece in March of 2013 at MomoCon. That's when they announced One Piece. I believe they didn't air it until May, but they had the contract ready in March to announce it.
Okay.
So when they're publicly allowed to talk about a show, that typically means the deal's complete. Like they have the rights secured to that show. And I assume One Piece got renewed maybe every once or twice a year. No, it would be 1 year or every 2 years. My guess is that they did it every 2 years. So they would have renewed in 2015. That's when Toonami got... No, was that 2015 when Toonami got cut in half?
Ooh.
Or was that last? No, that was 2015.
That's 2015, I believe.
That was 2015, yeah. Where Toonami got cut in half. So they would have renewed that March of 2015 if they were on a 2-year contract. So it would have made sense for them to renew. But now that the show's at 230 and not doing as well as it was in 2015, I think maybe they thought it would do well in 2015, but now in 2017, where it's just it hasn't changed, it's been stagnant, it's not doing as well, it's very obvious. I feel like that's why they made the decision to pull it.
Yeah. Which leads me to a couple of questions, at least for you, would be...
Okay.
How come not just ship shows over and get rid of the rerun show known as Ghost in the Shell?
Well, Ghost in the Shell's free to air. They own Ghost in the Shell forever. That's pretty much free for Adult Swim to air. One Piece, however, isn't. I mean, I'm sure One Piece is very, very expensive for them to air, and it might not be worth it for them to air it at 2:30 in the morning when they could air something like Tokyo Ghoul, which will bring in, a whole new crowd of people that are interested in that show because it's newer and because it's shorter and more condensed, and then in 6 months, they can bring something new in. I feel like that's why One Piece got pulled. That's one of the reasons why One Piece got pulled. I think it was too expensive for them, and it wasn't worth airing at 2:30 with those ratings.
Do you think there was any regret for having this number of long runners, and this was the opportunity to break out one of those?
Maybe on programming side, yeah, maybe they thought, man, this is a really stagnant lineup. We need to start cycling in some of these more popular new shows and some of the more niche stuff that, yeah, we need to get rid of something. And now, One Piece's contract was obviously up for renewal, and programming decided not to renew. And when Jason says we, like when he says it's not a decision we made, I am absolutely positive he means just the Toonami team. This obviously wasn't a decision made by Funimation or Toei even. This, they want the show on TV. They want the show to be exposed. It was programming's decision to say, look, the show's not doing as well. You guys could get something else with your money. Let's move on from One Piece. And I'm sure Jason and the group fought to the nail for it. But, it didn't work, obviously. Programming has their way, and they're going to pretty much tell them, look, that show's not doing well, we're not going to give you the money for it. But you can air Tokyo Ghoul because it's newer, and more people will watch. And honestly, that's the truth. More people will watch Tokyo Ghoul than One Piece.
Yeah. I have no doubts of that. Unfortunately,
It's
though,
a popular show.
there has to be something said for the time slots that will happen. Like, what do you guess that show will be put? Because it's not going to go 2:30. I highly doubt they're going to put that.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, I don't think.
Like I said, 1:30 or 2 o'clock. I mean, it depends where they want to put Hunter x Hunter. I don't think they should put Hunter x Hunter at 2. I think Tokyo Ghoul should air at 2. The original Sword Art Online, when that aired, it aired at 2 o'clock through its whole run, and it did wonderfully. I think having Tokyo Ghoul in between Hunter x Hunter and Naruto is perfect, honestly.
Okay.
So yeah, I think 2 o'clock would be the smart bet, and move Naruto to 2:30.
Have you seen the show?
I have.
I have not.
I've seen the first season. You know, the show gets a bad rep because of that second season, and I can't speak for the second season, but I honestly did enjoy the first season. It's kind of Dead Man Wonderland like. It's dark. It's very dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's very messed up at times. A lot of people say it's super edgy. I guess it is. I guess you could consider it that, but I think if you look past it, you'll find something maybe enjoyable about it. If you like Dead Man Wonderland, I think you'll like Tokyo Ghoul. It's a different type of anime. And honestly, I'm glad that they're airing it because it's something so different. And that's been one of my big complaints about Toonami is that they just have no variety. So I gotta give them where credit's due and say, yeah, they actually did get a show that's somewhat different. Sure, it's an action anime. It's technically shonen, but it's it's more of a horror shonen action show, more like Dead Man Wonderland, which
something a little more
love.
Adult oriented.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, I don't think people view Tokyo Ghoul as adult because it's so popular with teens, but I would say it's in the same vein as a Dead Man Wonderland or a Attack on Titan. Even it's
because I had recent videos talking about the schedule of Toonami, and a big part of it was me saying, like, I don't feel like these shows, it's not necessary to have this block at midnight. Like, for when Toonami first came back on with Adult Swim, it was very adult. We had Dead Man Wonderland, Casher, Full Metal, all those other shows coming up with it too. Very focused on a adult audience, the 18 to 24 to 30 or whatever the age range of that is. And now it's kind of just it's very lighthearted, comparatively. And maybe this will start to get a drawback into the more adult shows. I want things to go that way at least. So we get some more new anime for one. We've knocked out one long runner, so we're gonna get more of a cycling of shows.
Yeah, and that's a positive thing. Is that's one of the things we talked about for a very long time. Is that there's just no slots open for new shows to come in. And I feel like that was one of the big concerns of programming too, because they want the block to get good ratings, and they don't want it to get stagnant either. They want new stuff coming in that's going to bring new people in.
There's something that people fail to talk about when it came to long runners, like, and I kind of agree with them in the sense that as long as the shows are interesting, as long as they are good shows, you can run as many as you can possibly get and still be able to get people invested into it. The problem is you aren't bringing in new people. You aren't bringing it in the year or years that could have gone longer with all of these long runners just jam packed into the block. You don't really have any room to make more people come in. Like, there's no opportunity to maybe get some more minds into the realm of seeing Dragon Ball and all those other shows, because there's nothing else new to make Toonami not be stagnant.
Definitely,
you would need more people that are already into these shows, already have some kind of knowledge of the shows to get into it, which is what you see with the ratings and the viewership. Where, because you're like, basically, I'm rambling.
Well, that's the point of this. I mean, It's not really organized.
No, we just did this on the fly.
Yeah, we totally did.
When you get more shows cycled in, I believe that you get more people and you get more exposure, more chances to really go out there and say, this show is happening, and you get that subset of people that love the show already to come in.
Right.
Maybe they'll stay around to watch more Toonami shows, and it keeps cycling that way. But just the long runners, you have the people who like it, and the only growth that you actually have as a network or as a block is the word of mouth and your own advertising, which Toonami doesn't have any room for that.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, and I think it also has a lot to do with building excitement and building more hype for Toonami, and that just hasn't been a thing. I mean, right now it's Samurai Jack, obviously. That's
huge.
The big exciting thing, and everyone's excited about that. I'm excited about it, and I haven't watched Toonami in months. And I'm excited about Samurai Jack. I plan on watching Samurai Jack as it airs. It looks great. But Samurai Jack is 10 weeks, you know?
It's going to be here and gone.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's what's going to replace it. My theory is it's going to be Attack on Titan Season 2, because by then it should be ready to be put on TV.
Which is pretty good pickup. It's pretty cool.
I mean, Attack on Titan will be good, and I hope they do get Attack on Titan. If they don't, that's a mistake. But the whole long runner thing is concerning, because they got these 2 Dragon Ball series, and that was a big blow to me personally. That was kind of the breaking point for me, honestly, when they announced that they were airing 2 Dragon Balls back to back. Like, it's too much. It's too much. I think them airing the 2 Dragon Balls back to back rubbed me the wrong way, because it just clearly shows how much they're relying on people's nostalgia and how much they're relying on Dragon Ball now. They didn't rely on Dragon Ball when they had Bleach. They didn't really have to, because Bleach was so popular. But Kai did so well, now that I feel like they're kind of scared to try something new. And they kind of messed up in that way, and that's going to bite them in the future when Super's done. Because after Super's done, there's not much else they can air that's long running and will last them a while to hold down a slot, unless they keep Shippuden, which is honestly one of the reasons I feel like they will keep Shippuden, is because after Super's done, and who knows how long Super will run, they won't have much, because I think by the time Super finishes its run, Hunter x Hunter will be gone. They won't rerun that. JoJo doesn't do that well, so they won't make that a mainstay. And One Piece already got pulled once, and I don't think they would want to risk putting that in the front slot again.
No, I really highly doubt that.
So really, the only option for them is to maybe put Naruto in the front, or replace Shippuden with this new Boruto anime, which honestly would be the wiser move on their part.
I would agree to more to that move than sticking with Shippuden, because that's a little more selfish feeling, because I'm with everyone where I say you could have taken on Shippuden, you could have kept One Piece. I'm on that ship. I'm on that boat.
See,
but so the sad thing is about that boat is sunk like the Mary. So goodbye to that boat.
Dang, dude, that's deep. You know, when people say that, I feel more more realistic about it, in that they couldn't just cancel Shippuden now. That wasn't an option for them.
I know they can't.
Because they're in the middle of a contract. You gotta understand the legal side of it too. They just can't pull the show in the middle of its contract run.
Oh yeah.
And I actually wanted to get into that. If they were to remove Shippuden, which I don't think they will, as much as I wish they would, I don't think they will. The earliest that can happen is this November, because that's typically when they will renew the contract for Naruto.
Okay.
That's when they announced that November of 2013? No, 2012 is when they announced original Naruto was coming back. November 2014 is when they announced Shippuden coming to Toonami. And November 2015 is when they announced Inuyasha Final Act. And they got Inuyasha Final Act when they renewed Shippuden. I'm pretty positive about that.
You have a really good track on this kind of thing. Yeah. Just so people know, generally, I'm super kind of casual about all of Toonami. I just have a very fan perspective type of things for all of this. Whenever Tyler, and especially the rest of the now surreal res people would talk about Toonami, they get into the industry stuff, they get into the licensing deals and all that kind of stuff. You get all of this information that I am lost on. So
yeah, I mean that's part of running a website for so long too. You do hear things, and you do follow trends, and you realize that some trends work and some don't.
Yeah.
Another trend I noticed while running Toonami United is that honestly the communication between programming, the Toonami crew, and legal department is not very good. And that's very clear with this. I think the Toonami crew just didn't know about this until last minute. They didn't know Toonami was getting cut in half until last minute. They didn't know they were losing Thundercats and Symbionic and Batman until the last minute. They didn't know they were losing Brotherhood or Inuyasha until the last minute. The communication between those teams are not very good. And it's that trend time and time again. I mean, look at Hellsing Ultimate when that was in premieres. They didn't know they couldn't air 9 and 10 until very last minute. I mean, it just shows there's no communication between these teams, and that could be a reason why One Piece got pulled. And 2, there's just no communication.
And we didn't have, I'm pretty sure if they'd known sooner, they would have told us sooner, and we would have had more of a time to let it sink in and not have everyone posting pictures of Luffy crying.
I think
all that.
I think they should have gave us at least a month to let it sink in that One Piece is leaving, but we're getting this new show. I do think because this was so sudden and last minute, like this was such a last minute decision just to not renew One Piece, that Tokyo Ghoul was probably going to replace JoJo, but then they had to like hurry up and get that deal done so they could air it, in 2 weeks. So who knows what'll end up replacing JoJo now.
That's an interesting conversation too.
They're gonna have to scramble to get something for that now.
No.
Maybe, but here's the thing, John. Maybe they do have something they wanted to air and they were in discussions of, and they can just get that process going a little bit faster. It's possible. TV's very flexible.
You saying that just made my heart rise up a little bit. My ears perk up. You know what show I think of when you say something like that? Something maybe Lupin the Third.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
It could happen. It really could have happened, and I hope it does. Because I think that would kind of soothe some of the pain that people have for One Piece, because Lupin's kind of that similar type of whimsical, goofy show that can also be serious. I feel like that would kind of fill the void for a little bit of time. Because we need that. We need that type of goofy, non-shonen show that has action, is fun, but has its serious moments to it as well.
Yeah, the balance.
Yeah,
balance. As I keep bringing. I don't know if you saw that second video or not.
I haven't had the time, no, but I will check it out.
It's something that's I keep hammering it. It's the balance of shows, where right now it is all, if there's a seesaw of a scale, it's all on the left and it's all just exact same shows. And JoJo's can't balance it out. So Tokyo Ghoul and whatever's going to be replacing JoJo's and Samurai Jack, those will finally balance things out a bit more. Sorry that One Piece had to be a sacrificial lamb in this case.
I think Toonami could get better. I mean, I keep saying we've been saying for a while that Toonami's just been this bland block. There's not much going on. I mean, if by the end of the year that Gundam's gone and JoJo is on break or whatever, and Dragon Ball Z Bukai will be almost done. I think by the time this time next year, Toonami could be completely different. I think that's exciting.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, obviously Super and Hunter x Hunter and Shippuden are staying around for a while, but if those are the only 3 long runners for a while and we get 3-4 slots that are constantly rotating, I think we could see some cool stuff coming. And of course there's FLCL on the way too, which is exciting.
Was there an exact date for that yet?
No. They haven't said anything.
Well,
I'm sure we'll hear something soon.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. But man, it's a bummer One Piece is leaving. I love One Piece. It's one of my favorite animes. I really do care about One Piece. But I will say this, Toonami did give it a good run and they did respect it when it was on. Yeah, it aired at 2:30 in the morning. That's not really Toonami's control, that's programming, but if One Piece were airing anywhere else right now, it would have been canceled immediately. Toonami kept it around for 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah.
And treated it really, really well.
Yeah.
Hell, it even aired at 8:30 for a while.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They gave that a try for a bit.
They did. For a few weeks, but yeah, they tried it. You can tell they loved the show. I mean, it wasn't financially worth it. And I think that's where the problem really stems from. It's just, it wasn't financially worth them keeping to air it. And I understand that on a business side. On a personal level, yeah, it's very disappointing, but, I do get the decision. I think Tokyo Ghoul will do good. And to all those people out there that want to say, "Oh, I hope Tokyo Ghoul fails," why would you say that? You know, do you want more of the same stuff over and over and over again? I mean, if you do,
I don't understand. So, like, I understand the salt. We're waist deep in other people's salt right now from the Toonami community because of this recent news, especially from. I'm sorry for you, Sketch. I feel for you. You were one of the huge ones that was pushing this show.
Oh, I do feel bad because Sketch and other people are big One Piece fans, and it sucks that One Piece is gone from national TV. For some people, that's the only way to watch One Piece, and I do feel bad for those people. But that shouldn't mean just because One Piece is leaving, that doesn't mean you need to wish failure on a new show that has a lot of potential.
Not at all.
And I don't care what you think about Tokyo Ghoul. It should succeed.
No matter how much I have a personal hate for Sword Art Online Season 2.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
Or Tenchi Miyu GPX. I wouldn't have one of them fail.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was just about to bring up Sword Art Online 2. I might hate that show. I might not like Sword Art Online 2. Might be the worst thing they've probably ever aired. But hey, I don't want it to fail because I don't want to see I don't want to see Toonami fail. That was a big part of my life. It might not be as important now, but it was back then. And I want to see I want to see Toonami flourish and succeed so other people can get that same enjoyment that I did.
Yeah, because as selfish as we want to be about what shows we love the most and what we prefer over others, in the end, if Toonami's not for us, it hasn't been for us for a good solid minute now.
Yeah.
I would still want others to get enjoyment from it, no matter what shows come up on there. And I want it to continue on in the form that it is, or in new forms, like I suggested in my video. You should check out my YouTube.
Yeah. Well, you're listening.
It's good
on
YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, John. I think Toonami should be pushing for a new audience, and I think some of the shows they are airing are for a new audience, but at the moment, I feel like they're trying to push too much for the past audience, and I don't feel like they're grabbing onto that past audience with stuff like Gundam and JoJo and Dragon Ball. I think Dragon Ball's doing fine, but not so much with the JoJo and the Gundam.
Dragon Ball's doing fine. At least in the sense of my own prediction that I had at the start of this year, I thought it would do better than it's doing now. It's still kind of just the same, though.
Maybe people are going to get sick of Dragon Ball. That's another one of my concerns. Are people just going to get tired of it? Like, is Double Dragon Ball too much? I feel like that's what's kind of wearing people out about it. Is that there's just too much Dragon Ball.
It isn't the early 2000s anymore where you get the back-to-back Dragon Ball.
Right, but the thing is, when they were airing back-to-back Dragon Ball back in the day, they were also airing 5 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's once a week for 3.5 hours. I mean, and an hour of that's Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Dragon Ball. And then another hour of that's Naruto and Hunter. So that leaves an hour and a half of short shows, and one of the short shows is Ghost in the Shell, which is ran for a decade at this point, over a decade. So that leaves, 2 open slots for rotation?
Which is
JoJo and Tokyo Ghoul at 3 if you count Samurai Jack at 11.
Which just... Well, I almost wouldn't count Jack because it's kind of an anomaly now to have the show have come back, and...
That's true.
We'll see what kind of numbers it pulls. I have seen nonstop people saying make sure to watch it, even on like Reddits that have nothing to do with even cartoons or even television have brought up watch Samurai Jack, and there's people saying like in the comments like yeah you gotta watch, I'm hyped for it. So
yeah,
it's gonna bring in people. Maybe people will stay locked in and and we'll get higher numbers. So we'll have better numbers for all the shows across the board, but. Those people coming in for this weekend, you're going to see One Piece once and then it's gone.
It will be on the following week.
It will be the following week?
It will be on during the 18th broadcast, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, 2 more weekends of One Piece and then it's gone, and then Tokyo Ghoul will start airing.
It's been an interesting night.
It has been, and I do, like I said, John, I do feel for the people that love One Piece, and want it to still be on TV. I wish it was still on TV, but things happen, and that's that. We can't control it. It could be back at some point, too. I mean, it's... Right now, they just don't feel like it's financially reasonable. That does never mean that it can't come back. Do I think it will ever come back? Probably not, but I mean, it's a possibility.
The only way that I can see it coming back is if the block changes again, where they get the 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or they really start to hammer down on the 8 o'clock, whatever shows they ran there, and put One Piece back in that slot. It's the only way I can see it coming back.
Yeah, they'd have to pony up some big money though for that.
Yeah, which is not going to happen.
Mm-mm. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how they handle things in the coming months. I think the next month will be interesting because I think we'll hear about JoJo's replacement sometime soon, and then Samurai Jack will be only 10 episodes, so we'll probably hear something soon about what's going to be filling that slot as well.
I mean, we at least last year, even looking into this year, we said we're not going to get too much news other than like when Fully Cooley is going to be dated and other stuff. So we're suddenly in a spot where we're going to get a lot of news over the next couple of months.
Yeah, and it's exciting because maybe finally they'll announce a show that I actually want to stay up till 2 a.m. to watch. Like, that's all I'm hoping for is just give me one show that I can actually get hyped about, and please make it Lupin.
People are going to listen to this and be like, we're so jaded. Like, and I almost couldn't blame them, but...
Please come run a Toonami website where everyone hates you for expressing your opinion about one show. And then you can understand, okay?
Buy our shirt.
We can be a little jaded about Toonami. I don't even think we're jaded. I just think we're blatantly honest.
Oh yeah.
Like we're just honest about Toonami. We don't
no holding back.
Pander to nobody.
No holding back. No pandering. No.
I mean, you can't. When you even with me with Nintendo, if people don't know, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I criticize Nintendo all the time. When you really do like something and cherish something, you have to criticize it.
Oh yeah.
You can't just be a blind fanboy all the time about something. You don't grow that way. You don't learn anything that way. You gotta be critical.
And not so very quickly pull yourself into the salt mines like a lot of people did.
That's another thing. You can't make a rational decision when you bring emotions into it. I love One Piece. I've said that. I'm disappointed personally that it's leaving, but I understand on a business standpoint that was probably the best move to make. But personally, am I disappointed? Yeah, of course. I love One Piece. I wish it was still on TV. I wish Shippuden was the one leaving, but I understand that wasn't possible.
I feel the same, but at the same time, especially when I just look at the numbers of One Piece and just see how it does, and hearing this happening, they said they feel like it's coming out of nowhere. I'm like, there's no other show that's would have happened to. Like, if there was one show, and this, especially with the timing of things, if One Piece was the one show that I could see easily just falling off at any point, I just come with the expectation of like, yeah, this seems like a thing that would have happened. That's why I made the kind of joking video of me just standing there eating a croissant, and the screen just pops up and it says, okay. Like, that's literally my first response when I saw this news was, okay. Like, you don't have to really give me details on why it happened or how it happened or the behind the scenes stuff, even though it is important to a lot of people. For me, just personally, I go, yeah, okay. It's had its run. I like the show, but if it has to go, it doesn't matter what show it is. If it has to be switched out, then it's going to get switched out. Toonami cannot be stagnant at all. It has to keep moving. And hopefully, this move, in the long run, will make things better for the future of Toonami. Hopefully, you don't get a worse situation where the numbers just plummet. We don't want to see any failure because of this.
I hope it don't either, and I hope Dragon Balls, the 2 Dragon Balls do well. Personally, I wish they would have not gotten Super at all.
Or at least replace Kai.
Yeah, or just skipped Kai in general, but I think Funimation was kind of desperate to get that on TV because they needed to get it on TV.
Yeah.
To put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
For some sort of legal reason, and that's kind of been known for years. That's been the assumption for years. So,
or at least like finish Kai and then put up Super like right after.
yeah. I mean, I don't think they wanted to wait on Super either. I think that's why they ended up in that situation. Is that Funimation didn't want to wait on either of them, so they said, "Well, can you air both of them? Sure." What could go wrong?
To which a lot of us just went.
At least
put on the Excalibur face.
At least they were kind enough to at least expand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
State of Toonami, mate.
Yeah, well, that's all I have to say. It's disappointing that One Piece has to leave, but in a way it's understandable. In a way it's refreshing, and at the same time it's very disappointing.
It's a lot
of different things. It's interesting.
I like when things are transparent. I'm pretty sure you figured this out by now. Just so you guys know, like, it was really just me on Skype, and I made the video, and then Tyler just said, "You want to do a video?" I said, "All right, sure."
Why not?
So
I haven't talked about Toonami in such a long time, and I don't really have a platform for it. So
yeah,
I just thought, why don't I grab a job and we'll do a video real quick.
Which I'm welcome to doing more and being able to do longer, shorter shows, whatever that we need to do. Sure,
definitely should. We should bring some of the other guys in as well. At some point
we can call each episode Reunited.
Reunited.
I'm not doing it. I'm not going to.
That thing's dead, John. How do you end these things? How do you do it?
Usually, I would just be fading to black, and I would just be eating the croissant, something like that.
With your sunglasses.
I have not made a formal way to end this shit live.
So we just end it.
So we just end it.
Stay cool.
Just look over at Skype and see what the last thing was said. And Piglet. There we go. We ended it. Piglet.
That's a great end. Stay cool, my friend.